guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done already, click the subscribe button and follow me all across all my social media platforms. I'm mostly active on Twitter, so if you want to sort of interact, Twitter is really your best option. Okay, so the link to that is in the description box below. There's a lot to discuss today, Also, guys, there's a video coming out fairly soon with regards to the Richard Kobe versus Vasily Lomachenko documentary. It's like a little thing that Top Rank done. It's actually good. I literally, to begin with, I thought it's gonna be dead food. But it's actually half decent, to be fair. Hopefully it doesn't get copyright strike. If it does, like, yeah, Top Rank they're not gonna hear nice things from me. But nevertheless, it was a good watch. But hold on, let me just take my headphones off. See, I was reacting with my headphones on there, and I was just like, you know what? Every time I start recording afterwards, I still have my headphones on. It's pointless. Nevertheless, it's been a mad day. Boris decided that he wanted to close everything down as well. Before we get into boxing, we're just going to talk about general stuff. Yeah, Boris decided to lock everything up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Boris. I was about to create some sort of chart here, but you're not in my good books. You are partly responsible, yeah, of me gaining weight in the lockdown. Do you realize that? When he opened the gyms back up, he closed it, he opened it back up, bruv, my weight just went. It was actually doing well. I dropped a lot of weight and then it just went pew, dropped to the floor again. Simply because of that one little thing as well. And when that gets taken away, you have to go back in again, and that gets taken away, you lose motivation as well. But trust me, when everything's back up and running, inshallah, we're going to be better in a better physical condition. Now let's get into the boxing. Speaking about that, actually, the Bojo thing, that just technically means that you guys are going to get potentially more videos, okay? Because I'm going to have a bit more time due to less traveling, etc. But that's good news. Liam Williams, okay, has parted way with Dominic Ingle, okay. When I saw this, the only thing that was going through my head was I'm walking away from troubles. Listen, that's all I was going through my head at that time, because that, I don't know why. I shouldn't be thinking that, but that was, you see me, my brain works in a mysterious way. But yeah, he's parted away from Dominic Ingle and he's now joined the Adam Booth gym. Now, hold on, is my mic on? Let's refix this again. Apologies, guys. I just clocked. This just dropped. Let me just click this back on again. Cool, that should work. We're leaving that bit in. Anyway, why did he decide to leave almost halfway through his training camp? He's only got, what? The fight is on the 29th. I don't know how long but it's about, what, 6 weeks? 6 weeks till then. I don't think it's the best option to leave your trainer this close to a fight. But I don't know the background. Maybe this was something that happened, 3-4 weeks ago, and the announcement just came out now. But yeah, man, like, I don't necessarily agree with it, especially leave Dominic Ingle for Adam Booth. Both coming under heavy criticism recently with their fighters losing. Hamza Shiraz with Dominic Ingle, albeit that was more so a DQ issue, but nevertheless you got that. And also with Dominic Ingle, you also had the Kid Galahad issue as well. Adam Booth, you had Shannon Courtney, even though he manages her and doesn't, train her, it's still a part of that sort of camp, and that's where they're becoming under heavy criticism. People are just, questioning whether they can keep up with the new trainers. Okay, you've got the likes of your Ben Davidsons, and many other sort of young trainers out there, Ben Davidson, Shane McGuigan, and etc., that are literally coming up the rankings. So to leave Dominic to go to Adam Booth, it's like, how would I describe it? it's like leaving. It's like basically sacking Sam Allardyce from your football club and bringing in Tony Pulis. It's like I don't. There's not really much difference, to be fair. Albeit Adam, we've had as a greater history in terms of the champions that he's made, other than the England gym, etc. But to in this, like right now, I don't see that to be a great move for Liam Williams, um, and also that's sort of ammo for Chris Eubank Jr. He said, look, he could just turn around and say, look, you're so scared of me that you have to get a new trainer for this fight in particular, and that you can't argue with that at that point. But let's just see if Liam Williams, people are having him as a favourite. I have him as a favourite against Chris Eubank. So hopefully this does materialise into something good, but it's a risky move. You have to play your cards right in this game, and that is a very risky move. So close to the fight as well. But nevertheless, we'll wait and see. Another bit of news: Bob Arum has confirmed, along with Eddie as well, has confirmed that negotiations have begun between their camp and Top Rank camp for the Dillian versus the Tyson Fury fight. Okay. Now, with regards to this one in particular, look, negotiations have begun. I just personally believe, what is the point of negotiating if we all know this is going to purse bids anyway? So let's just cut the middleman. They should just, they should be like a little option. Do you want to negotiate, or should we just automatically go to purse bids or negotiate a purse bid fee, and that's it? When everything else should be taken care of from the purse bid, they should start doing that. It is better for them to negotiate something and then go, other than going to purse bids, because they will go to the highest bidder. If it goes to the highest bidder, it may take a couple of more months for that fight to take place, because that fight could take place in March or February. But with that introduction of a new party, we're looking at April or May type of a scenario. So that could delay the fight. Risky move, but look, these lot are not going to agree. Definitely. Do you know what? Eddie needs to go into the room with Bob Arum and go in and say, look, happy birthday, Bob. Happy 90 years old birthday. It's crazy how it's 90 years old and he's still in the game. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. But yeah, say happy birthday. Say, look, let's just negotiate the fight. We can even do what the WPC are saying, 80-20, which I can't see why it'd be 80-20 split. That's very low. But it's going to be 80-20, yeah, and it's going to go to the highest bidder. Or we can negotiate something like 60-40, but you get a rematch clause. But, you decide. Do you want the rematch clause, or do you want a little bit more money up front? Because if you lose and it's a purse bids, those belts are coming back to you, my friend. It's go straight to be undisputed. Tyson Fury's going back at the queue, especially with the WBC, because Dillian's going to look at that and say, you know what, you lot done me so dirty. Yeah, I'm gonna fight everyone else before I come back to you. Yeah, seriously, and rightly so. To be fair, they've done him real dirty. Nevertheless, I hope the negotiations do do bear some fruit, but I'm not hopeful with these guys in charge. Yeah, listen, another piece of news. Yeah, before we head off, Tony Oka versus Martin McCauley has been agreed in a sort of heavyweight clash, January 19th in Paris. Also, as well, guys, I've been thinking recently, yeah, heavyweight tier list is coming back for the second for another edition, but I wanted to make sure that all of the big heavyweights are sort of out of the way before we can think about who is at the top and what's going on. So maybe straight after this fight, we're going to do a heavyweight tier list. So maybe a couple days after this, heavyweight tier list will be out. Okay, because after this, by that stage, you have the Luis Ortiz fight versus Charles Martin is January the 1st. That's on pay-per-view. Am I paying for that? Nope. I think it's on UK Fight TV. I ain't paying for that either, bruv. Even though in the US it's 40 quid, UK 10 quid. I ain't paying for either, bruv. They got to pay me 10 quid to watch that fight, yeah. That fight is going to take place. And is there any other heavyweight fights towards the end of the year? I don't think so. So I think this is the only one where things can kind of sway. So I'm waiting on that fight in particular. But I wanted to do a sort of tier list before we get into the spring tier list as well. So straight after that tier list will take place. Who do I think will win between Tony Yoka versus Bakoli? Do you know what? Yoka is a good, talented boxer, but he hasn't fully applied himself and he hasn't fully tested himself. Whereas Martin Bakoli has been in the deep end, but he hasn't looked good in the deep end. So when I'm looking at Martin Bakoli, he looks sluggish. I don't know whether he's carrying too much weight, but his conditioning isn't always A1. He gasses out quickly. I think Martin needs a better strength for conditioning in general, personally, because I don't think that he can last 12 rounds in general at the highest level in terms of intensity, speed, etc. I think Tony Yoka potentially can, but I don't think Martin Bakoli could do this. So early sort of idea of how I see that fight going, I think Tony Yoka is going to win by way of knockout. But I have to, when it gets closer to the fight, I'll preview the fight. I'll watch both fights in greater detail and sort of picture it before the fight takes place. But thank you very much for watching this video. This weekend we've got Loma versus Kobe, and we've got Chris Algieri versus Conor Ben. Previews for that will be out for Ben Algieri tomorrow, definitely. For Loma Kobe, that might be out Saturday morning or Saturday early hours to fit in line with the US schedule, if that makes sense. That's more like a US fight, so I've got to tailor it to the US side of the people. But thank you for watching this video. If you've not done already, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, love, prosperity, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace.